So picture this. It's March 2026. And in that 1 month, 3 massive, seemingly disconnected things all happen at once. We're talking an AI political crisis, a revolutionary leap in coding tech, and a brand new gaming console launch. Now, on their own, any one of those is big news. But together, well, they created a perfect storm. A very specific, very powerful window of opportunity for solo and indie game developers.
So here's how we're going to break it down. First, we'll look at how this perfect storm even formed. Then we'll dive into the AI platform wars, see how coding costs basically dropped to zero, and check out Nintendo's indie gold rush. After that, we'll connect all 3 of those dots, and we'll finish up by talking about why this incredible window of opportunity is already starting to close.
Okay, let's get right into it. The fact that AI politics, brand new AI tools, and a fresh console market all lined up at the same time, well, it's not just some interesting trend. It has fundamentally changed the reality for anyone out there trying to build a game on their own. Let's start with the first shock to the system.
So the first big shift was political. And man, it happened fast. All of a sudden, the AI platform you choose to build with isn't just a technical decision anymore. It's a statement that carries real business and brand risk. You have to see how quickly this all unfolded. It was literally less than a week. On Tuesday, the U.S. Defense Secretary demands Anthropic remove its safety guardrails for military use. On Thursday, the CEO says no. By Friday morning, Anthropic is banned from all federal work, and by that afternoon, OpenAI steps right in and snags a major Pentagon contract, just like that.
Now this is where it gets really interesting. Look at the public reaction. It was instant. Anthropic's app Claude shot up from way down at number 131 in the App Store to number 2, right behind ChatGPT. This is proof, right here, that a company's political stance can now totally reshape its consumer brand practically overnight.
So here's the new landscape. And this is the crucial part for you. OpenAI, now backed by a huge government contract, offers incredible API stability. That's a huge win for developers who just need their tools to work, no questions asked. Meanwhile, Anthropic, locked out of that federal market, has to pivot hard. They have to win over developers and businesses, which means you can probably expect more competitive pricing and even better tools from them.
Okay, so just as that political landscape was shifting, a technological earthquake hit. OpenAI dropped its GPT-5.4 family of models, and in doing so, it pretty much wiped out the cost of AI-powered coding, especially for solo developers. Let's just break this down for a second. The new mini model, which is twice as fast as the old one, is now totally free for everybody. But the real game changer for us is Nano. This is the one built for developers, designed for automated AI agent tasks at a price that is just unbelievable. Just look at that number. 20 cents. And that's not for a single query. That's for 1 million tokens of input. To put that in perspective, that's about 750,000 words. It's practically free. Think about it this way. For a single dollar, $1, a developer can run about 500 complex AI coding tasks. Things like generating code, analyzing it, documenting it, the whole shebang. At this price point, AI coding help stops being a product and starts being a utility, kind of like electricity. It's just on. And that brings us to the other massive breakthrough here, the 1 million token context window. What does that mean? It means you can give the AI your entire game project's code all at once and just ask it to find bugs or optimize performance or even add a whole new feature. This basically eliminates the entire job of manual code review for a solo developer. It's just gone.
And hey, this isn't some science fiction future. Listen to this. Andrej Karpathy, one of the co-founders of OpenAI and one of the smartest AI minds on the planet, said he's already delegating his coding to AI agents. This isn't a trend that's coming. For people at the absolute cutting edge, it's already here.
But, and this is a big but, this revolution has 2 sides. While it's empowering individuals, it's also displacing teams. Jack Dorsey's company, Block, laid off 40% of its staff. That's 4,000 people. And the reason they gave? AI efficiency. This is the hard proof that a single person armed with AI can now do the work that used to require a pretty big team.
So let's move to the third shock, which is all about the market. With your development costs just plummeting, the big question is, okay, where do I sell my game? And the answer came with the launch of the Nintendo Switch 2, which just blew the doors open on a brand new, unsaturated digital storefront. A clean slate.
You're already seeing established indie developers treat the Switch 2 as a must-have platform for their new releases. But maybe more importantly, Nintendo is making a huge push into the East Asian market, with a special focus on Korean language support. You gotta read the signs. This is a massive signal telling you where the next big indie audience is hiding. Then you know what the best part is? Getting onto the platform is surprisingly easy. Nintendo has basically laid out a welcome mat. They've created a direct path for individual developers to register, get the tools, and self-publish on the eShop. They've intentionally made the barrier to entry on this new console really, really low.
Okay, so we have a political shift creating stable, super cheap AI tools. We have a technological leap making development nearly free. And we have a market shift opening up a new, hungry platform. Let's see how these three pieces snap together to create a single, incredibly powerful strategy for you.
This unique intersection of events has created something we're calling the convergence window. It's this short, strategic period, a sweet spot really, where a solo developer can use these insanely cheap AI tools to build and launch a game onto a brand new console, all before that market gets crowded and noisy. So, the winning strategy becomes crystal clear. You use GPT 5.4 Nano to keep your development costs ridiculously low. We're talking under $20 a month. You target the Switch 2. Then, and this is crucial, you include Korean, Japanese, and Taiwanese language support from day one to tap into that growing market Nintendo is pointing at. If you can get your game on the eShop in its first year, you have a real shot at success.
But, and you knew there was a but, a perfect storm like this can't last forever. This convergence window, by its very nature, is temporary, and the clock is absolutely ticking.
So let's just put it all together one last time. First, your AI tools are stable and your coding costs are basically zero. Second, the Switch 2 is that rare blue ocean market, but you have to move fast because the approval process takes time. Third, targeting Asia, it's not a bonus anymore, it's essential. And maybe the biggest takeaway of all, AI has leveled the playing field. You, the solo developer, can now compete at a level that was just impossible a year ago.
Which leaves us with one final and pretty huge question to think about. In this new world, when one person armed with AI can literally do the work of a small company, what does a team even do anymore? What's the future of teamwork and collaboration itself? That's something we're all going to have to figure out, and probably sooner than we think.